Hey, it's Brandon here from i3D Themes and i3D TV. Are you watching this live? Maybe, maybe not. If not, maybe, it's Black Friday, you're out restarting the American economy with all those great purchases you're making. Eh? So if you are watching this, hello and thanks for joining me. Every week we like to do a little sneak peek of what's been going on here at i3D Themes and the Design and Code Labs. This week in the Design Lab, Colin's been working on rasa. He's actually did the first blog post where he was talking about the UX and the design of the content in a particular region. You really should check it out. It's really quite a great article, and how content and user experience and SEO can work together. Also, he finished up the what we call the mock-up stage for rasa, where he's got the design, and I showed you a sneak peek of that last week. So once you've done this video, if you're watching this video, check out last week's video. It has a sneak peek of the rasa design. It looks awesome. He also completed the content aspect of rasa, where he is you're going to be putting all the content in. So he finished that. The next step is to merge the two. So get the graphics into the content, and then also get the animations and the user experience aspect of things put together as well. So moving on to the code aspects of things here. Well, we started off the week, Tuesday we did our weekly mini checklist. And then on Wednesdays, when we normally do our Wednesday website plugin featurettes, we didn't do it, not this week. We didn't have one. We finished all 12 of them. Last week was our last one. Next week, we're going to have a new one, because Accelerator launches next Wednesday, December 1st. And boy, are we excited. That's what we've been spending most of the week here doing in the code labs. If you ever do a major project, the first bit is really super invigorating. It goes really, really great. Sometimes it can go like gangbusters. And then you get through it, you work through it, and you get into the final fine details, and you're like, it's like climbing a mountain. You get to the top, you're like, I see another mountain beyond. You had no idea. And then you climb to the top of that mountain, and it's like, there's Mount Everest. And sometimes projects are like that. And, Accelerator has had parts of it where we're like, wow, what, I hadn't even considered that before. So let's build another feature. So we kept building more features to move through this and add more and more features for Accelerate to make it such an awesome tool. So Accelerate, if you don't know what that is yet, it is a plugin that is addressing the page load and render times. Basically, we take a look at Google Page Speed Insights and the tool that Google gives you, all the recommendations to try to get your page loading fast, because that's one of the most important things about a web page. You got to have engaging content, and it's got to be viewable on all devices. It's got to be responsive, and after that, it's just got to load really super fast. And that's Google's interested in making sure that your web pages are loading fast. And so if your web pages are loading slow and your competition is loading fast, who's going to be ranked well? So you should be aiming to you can run your web page through Google Page Speed Insights tool. If you're in the green, which is what we should be shooting for, the green is like 85. It's kind of like, you go to high school, you want to get an A. And an A is about 85 or 86, depending upon, what kind of school you're in. Okay? So you should be going for an A, which is in the green. If you're B, you should be trying to, take some of these recommendations in. If you're, actually, I think there's just A, B, and fail, pretty much. Just 3 colors: green, orange, and red. And if your web page is getting a red, you really should probably pay attention to the recommendations of Google Page Speed Insights. The thing is that some of those things, those recommendations, some of them are difficult to implement. Others are just time consuming. So everything from minifying your HTML and your CSS and your JavaScript, and deferring your resources to the bottom of the page, making sure your web pages are being served with gzip compression, and that you're leveraging your browser caching. All of these things are important. And so we've taken all the recommendations and built a tool that does it all for you automatically, just like that. Well, maybe not just like that. There's probably about 5 to 10 minutes of setup where it scans your site and builds all the critical CSS that goes into your web page above the fold, and a bunch of other particulars. So we're going to be doing a bunch of videos on this leading up to launch that are going to go in the product to show you what everything is about and why you need to be concerned about a deferral of blocking resources. So that's Accelerator, and just in the last couple of days we got to the top of the very final mountain. We were at the top of Mount Everest, so to speak, and we skied all the way down to the bottom. So we finished what we call Pixel Squisher, which is image optimization and compression, and so we built out that, and so it's now ready to go. And so now we're just into tidy up phase, and we ran a scan on what we've been testing against, which is the Santana website template, which is relatively new, and it's got a lot of stuff in it. It is a super high impact design. It's got a lot of stuff to it, and now we're not guaranteeing 100 out of 100. That would be unrealistic. There's a lot of third-party, things that you could put into a website, and you can't control what the other guys are doing with their web servers, whether or not they're compressing their CSS or their JavaScript, or they're caching their resources, or they have images that are not optimized. We can't control what the other guys are doing, but you can control what's going on your website. And that's what Accelerator is all about. Well, so if you have some of those third-party, even Google, believe it or not, some of the Google stuff, they're not even following their own recommendations. But I was able to get Santana to 100 out of 100. I couldn't believe it. Ran the scan, went, are you sure? Let's rerun that scan. Really? Let's rerun it another time. Oh. And then we ran it on PageSpeed. PageSpeed Test, it's another website, and it gives you a waterfall chart of all the resources and how they load. And I've never seen this. You got 5 out of 5 A's, as in best score. I've never seen it. So I'm pretty excited about this. Now we're going to be testing it for all of the rest of our website templates as well, and see how that does. The more websites that will get a chance to use this, the more feedback we're going to be getting about how the different aspects of accelerators, such as phase shift, which is the deferral blocking resources, how that works, how the phase shift injector, which is the critical CSS aspect of the deferral of CSS code, how that works, and a bunch of the other features, how they all integrate. And we're not going to be, like I said, we're not going to be aiming for 100%. It'd be unrealistic. But if you're getting in the green, we're doing fantastic. If you're not in the green and you're running Accelerator, we're going to be taking a close look at what's going on the pages, so that we can see about pumping up the score even more. So we're going to be going through probably a 6-week phase where we're really retooling Accelerator, fine-tuning it based upon the feedback that we get. But come December 1st, which is next Wednesday, Accelerator should be out there. So for the launch period, probably for the first 6 weeks, there's going to be an introductory price, because we're still going to be doing some active development on it. And just like all the rest of our website plugins, those updates will become available daily. Be able to run an update if you so want. But yeah, we're really looking forward to it. Anyways, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving down there in the US of A, and that you're enjoying your Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. We also have a Thanksgiving sale on right now. It is the final time for the Numo the Numo Super Sale. All of our website plugins and a responsive website template are currently available till November 30th for $5.99, full package. It's regularly about $1,000. Anyways, thanks so much for joining me. We will see you again next week. Have a great weekend.